Good morning, everyone. It's the day after Christmas. Hope you had a great holiday season with your families and just health and happiness and all that comes along with it. So for my friends and relatives south of me, my family who have relocated to Florida for warmer weather, it's a brisk 32 degrees right now. I know you miss it. But should be some stripers moving around. I'm going to try to find them. Sometimes striper fishing feels a little more like hunting, especially when you've been off the lake a few days. The weather pattern changed last week. The fishing changed. They were still there, but a friend of mine came up and had a tough day. And when he has a tough day on the lake, the fishing's tough. He's a much better fisherman than I am and has taught me a lot. And he had the same experience I had kind of the day before. I could see fish and find fish and feel like I was bumping them in the head with my lures, and they wouldn't bite. But the weather's changed a little bit. It's calmed down some as far as fronts. We've got another one coming in a few days, which tends to be good for fishing. So let's give it a go. Thanks for joining me. Got one on. It didn't take very long. Did get one spotted bass a few minutes ago that I didn't try to record. I don't really count spotted bass in the mix usually. Not a very big one, but it's a fish. Beautiful morning. It's warming up a little bit. Clouds are hanging around. Maybe a good day. Just came over another little school of fish. Let me get a double up here. Little striper. I don't know if it's a keeper or not. I'm not planning on keeping any fish today anyway. No, don't believe it's a keeper. Alrighty. Well, as I say, it's a start. Not a big one, not a keeper. I think there's a whole school that size on that point right there. I may circle back through there. I doubt I get a better one than that though from them. Let's keep fishing. Got one on. Looks like a decent one. Got one on. Taking me a bit to get one. It's 9:30. Got out here about 8. Got one small striper so far and a spotted bass that I really didn't know he was on the line until I started winding it in. Small spotted bass. Spotted bass are usually real fun to catch, but not quite what I'm after today. Finally got another one on. There you go. Been having troubles with my cameras and all. I hope I'm getting some of this. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it matters, but it doesn't. Feels like a good fish. It's 9:30. Got out here a little before 8. Takes a good time to really get set up for this kind of fishing. You got 3 or 4 lines usually to get out, and you have to do it kind of slow and out over deep water, else you're going to have trouble. I've got one on this rod, but it's a small one. So anyway, it's good fishing so far. Got one small striper. That was not a keeper. One small spotted bass that honestly I didn't really know was on the hook until I started winding the line in to move. Good fishing so far. Just taking a little drag. We have 2. I don't know. I think I do. We have 2. No, just one. Bandy. He's a good one. Get this boat turned around here. Something going on with this rod. That's not. I'm gonna start using my grippers. These things tear up your thumb. Yeah. Good fish right there. That's a good one. Definitely a keeper. Not the biggest I've caught lately. A good fun fish. I'm gonna get back out. Got another one on. I love this time of year. I've seen two other fishing boats, one striper boat, there's a bass fisherman over there casting to the points. I'm sure they're probably got forward facing sonar and casting to schools of fish out on the points is my bet. Basically what I'm doing is if they're sitting still casting the spotted bass, that's what they're after, I'm guessing. Anyway, fishing is good. One thing I haven't seen that I am not upset about, I have not seen one jet ski or one wake boat, and I am really upset about it. This is the third striper I've had on. This feels like another keeper. Third striper is 947. The other fisherman at 930. So I think I'm in a good area. I like fishing for stripers this time of year. Once you find an area that's holding fish, they'll tend to hang around there. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a dandy. That's not a bad fish. Good fish, another good striper. These things are really good eating. I didn't bring any ice and don't really need any fish. I've got a good bit in the freezer from trips last few weeks. I'm not keeping any today, but they are delicious. Let's get back on. Got one on. Going on trying something a little different. That got it out. Good. I've tinkered with downriggers for the last couple of seasons, and I don't know, kind of given up on it, and brought them out with me today. And before I could get my next rod out, I had to get on a downrigger, so maybe onto something here. The only advantage to a downrigger over the other method I'm using to get lures down there, I'm able to use a much smaller lure. One of the things I've noticed last couple times out, to get a fish in the bottom of the boat and he starts spitting up the stuff he's been eating, and they're a little bait fish or something kind of about the size of your thumb. Now I guess they're little thread fin shad. I guess that's what they really are. Oh yeah, nice striper. Good striper, good striper. From the net. Nothing wrong with that one, using a downrigger. That's good. It's been about 45 minutes since I've caught a striper. Sun's come out and the school I was on seems to have busted up a little bit, but I'm going to go back through there in a few minutes. I came across a point that's just loaded up with white perch, and I like to catch white perch. They're good bait, and I'll probably just stock up on some for some catfish bait. I make a trip down to Lake Norman. Haven't been down there and talk like it's a long ways away. 20 minutes from my house to the boat ramp I use, but haven't been fishing on Lake Norman in a while. Actually, in the fall, had left with kind of a bad taste in my mouth. I tell you, people don't have a whole lot of courtesy on the lake anymore. And I was down there. It was end of summer. And I was fishing up this little bitty narrow stretch in between two islands. If you're familiar with the upper part of Lake Norman, you know there's some islands up in there. And, you know, I was catching a few fish, nothing to brag about or anything, but the stretch I was fishing was probably, I don't know, 60 feet, maybe a little more, 100 feet between the island and the bank. And I was just making my little pull up through there. And here comes this wake boat. And if I'd had a planer board out, they probably would have hit my planer board and not thought of anything about it. But I don't know. Had a little confrontation that day and haven't been back since. But anyway, I think I'll just try to catch some perch and maybe save some up for bait. They're out here on this point. It looks like it's going to be fun, so see what I can do. So on the way in, came across a point just scouting out some things and saw a bunch of perch again, and thought I would give it a try. I love perch fishing this time of year because it's fun to catch a lot of perch, but you'll hook into things that are not perch, and that's what I've done here. I've caught several perch and looking at them on the sonar. It's funny, you can watch the little school of perch down there, and for whatever reason those scatter all of a sudden, and oftentimes it's because a predator fish has come around them, and I think that's what I put up here. If I were a betting man, and some would say I am, this is a flathead catfish. So it's time. Last year I was on a really good flathead bite out here on these points. Catching perch and dropping live perch down. Flathead catfish. So this is definitely no perch. No doubt about that. I don't think it's a bass. So, process of elimination. I can't see him. Striper, which I don't think it is. Or flathead. My money is on the flathead. Yep. Flathead catfish. Right. It's that time. These things are so much fun to catch. A lot of people like to eat them, and I'm sure they're great. I probably should be keeping these out of here. They're really a predator fish, I believe. Anyway, fun fishing. So I just have released that flathead and thought I would jerk up a few more perch. I'd already put all my stuff away to head on home as far as most of my camera stuff, and still had one little camera stuck up there. No microphone, so I hope I got some audio while I was fighting the flathead catfish. It really is fun this time of year to hook into those things. The rod I'm using is a light action 6.5 foot rod with 6 pound test line. And with that setup, a catfish of any size, especially a flathead, is going to be a good fight. See if I can catch a few more perch, and who knows, maybe another flathead. There we go. There's one. There's hundreds of perch down there. Let me see if I can get the camera here to show you what I'm seeing. Yep, there's something else that swam through down there that's way bigger than a perch. My bet is another flathead catfish. Another perch. Not sure if I'll be able to do this or not, but I'm going to try. I had mixed results trying to get a video of my sonar. But look right there, there's fish coming up from a spoon. I really need to take in some line. A spoon coming up there. Oh, there, oh, missed him. Right under the 8. If you'll follow the, well, 31.6, that's the depth. Right down below that is where my spoon is. There we go. Here comes a fish. So there's the fish I've caught. And there's buddies coming up, trying to figure out what's wrong with him. Anyway, let's put the camera down, line the fish in. Little perch, perfect for bait. Perfect for bait. Well, folks, I'm going to wind it up. I'm going to head to the house and chill out a little bit and have a little lunch. It's just after 12 o'clock. So I may drop down one more time. Can't resist this thing. Anyway, thanks for joining me.